Hello everyone, welcome back. Kevin with Survivalist Boards. Well, guys and gals, the growing season for the 2018 gardens, spring and summer gardens is pretty much drawn to a close. We still have the fall crops. I've spread out some seeds on a wildlife food plot, but I'm not just between working overtime with my full-time job and everything else, guys, I just don't know if I'm gonna have time to work on a good winter garden this year. So what we're going to talk about now is letting crops go to seed. This is the okra. I haven't picked it in a long time, but a lot of it has gone to seed. What we're doing, and it's still producing. This stuff will produce all the way to the first frost. What we're doing is we're just going to let this. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Put it up close to my microphone. Those are the seeds in there. So whenever you let crops go to seed, leave them on the plant as long as possible. Like that right there. Let's get over here, guys, where we can open that up. Now those okra seeds right there, they're ready to be put in the freezer. They're ready to be dried. But leave that thing alone. Little cricket. Those seeds are ready to be dried. And they're pretty much already dried. See how dried the husk is, the okra itself. And those seeds, we can take those seeds, put them in the freezer, and save them for next year. That's one reason why I love okra so much. And that's all there is to it, guys. That's all there is to it. In fact, if we were to take this okra with those seeds, and I'm probably going to do this to prove a point, is I'm going to save some of these. And some of this I'm going to save a bunch of these seeds. And a bunch of them, I'm just going to bring the bush hog through and just bush hog all these okra plants down. And chances are they'll come back next year. They'll come back in the spring whenever the soil temperature reaches, 68, 70 degrees, somewhere in there. Look at these tomato plants. Man, they are just growing. They fell over and they are just growing like crazy. Just laying there on the side, just growing. It's just like unreal, guys. I knew a guy one time, he didn't even bother staking his tomatoes. These are all tomatoes. These are all tomatoes, guys, all tomato plants. And we could take these, we'll probably do that next year. Cut that off, replant it, plant it somewhere else, and it would start growing a tomato plant. Oh, wow, here's a little pepper plant over here. What's that doing here? I didn't even think I planted that. That's Tabasco pepper. I didn't even think I planted Tabasco over here. Okay, so what about peppers? What about peppers? We just leave them on the plant as long as possible. We've got some examples of peppers here, jalapeno peppers. See how these have dried so much and they have fell off the plant? Well, the seeds in there, those seeds are ready to be harvested and saved. We take those seeds out and save them, put them in the freezer. They'll be good for next year. Now these are whenever I bought these were supposed to be a hybrid jalapeno pepper. And so if I save the seeds, I don't know what I'm going to be getting, but I'm going to save these seeds anyway. See how a lot of people, man, Kevin, that looks nasty. Well, guys, those seeds in there dried out and they're ready to be harvested and saved for next year. If you want to save your seeds, but not sure how to do it, leave the seeds, leave the crops on the plants as long as possible. Let them dry on the plant. Like take this Tabasco pepper right here. See how it's dried out? That pepper being planted next to the jalapeno, chances are this is going to be a hybrid. See those seeds in there? Those are ready to be saved, put in the freezer, and saved for next year. So that's what I'm going to do. Not right now, but I'm going to come back out here, guys, after I do this video, next few days or so, before I bush hog all this down, and I'm going to be making some hot sauce and stuff with a bunch of these. It's still producing, guys. Look at all these flowers. They're still producing. One thing about peppers is they will typically produce all the way to the first frost. As long as they get water, fertilizer, maybe side dress them with some triple 13 or whatever it is you're using, compost or whatever, they will keep producing. So what about stuff like squash, zucchini, cucumbers, things like that? Same thing. Leave it on the plant. Move, Bubba. Move, Bo. Oh, Beauregard. That's my Bo, huh? It's okay. It's okay. Move, Bo. Go play. Anyway, see that right there, guys? We're letting that stay on the plant as long as possible. I don't want them to bother the plant. Leave that on the plant as long as possible And then we're gonna come back, harvest it. I'm probably gonna let that stay on until it starts to deteriorate. First frost kills the plant, because as long as this plant's growing, then it's feeding that. Them seeds are developing inside of there. So how do you save if you want your crops to go to seed and save the seeds, leave the produce on the plant as long as possible. Set a date, like let's say that, let's say that in your area, you usually get a frost around November 15th. Well, about a month or so before that, 6 weeks before that, stop harvesting. Or harvest from certain plants and leave certain plants to grow to like this. And then, that way you could continue to harvest your crops, leave some for seed, give them crops 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it takes before the first frost to develop those seeds. And that right there, and we're going to do a video about that later on, of taking that squash, and we're going to be taking the seeds out of it and saving the seeds. The seeds are way over here. I had some bell peppers over here. I haven't messed with this garden in a few weeks, guys. I was intentionally letting it go to seed. I think that's a bell pepper right there. See how that's all dried? That's what we're looking for, guys. See how I break that open? There should be some seeds in there. See those seeds? Those seeds are dried, naturally dried, and ready to be saved and put in the freezer for next year. See them seeds right there? That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. But some of these I'm going to leave out here. One of my little bell peppers right there. So part of this, guys, is going to be an experiment that I'm intentionally leaving this out here. Then we're going to come back, bush hog it down. We're going to take some of the seeds, like the okra, and we're going to save some of the okra seeds, save some of the pepper seeds, bush hog the rest, and see if it comes back next year. There's my Zoe girl. Oh, Zoe. And then next year, we'll be able to come out here and see if the stuff comes back, guys. So anyway, I hope y'all have enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Tips, suggestions, questions, anything like that. Let me know. But that's how you typically save your seeds. Let the produce, like the peppers, okra, even corn, stay on the vine, stay on the plant as long as possible. Try to let it dry on the plant. Then it's ready to be taken out, stored in the deep freezer for next year. All right, guys and gals, any questions, let me know. The garden has done good this year. I just have not. Off to a rough start. Did not have a lot of time to take care of it later on in the year. Working overtime and stuff. But anyway, I will talk to y'all later.